Cognitive development of primary schoolers. One aspect of development with which schools are most concerned with is cognitive development. This refers to the manner through which an individual comes to know and understand the world. It refers to activities that involves thinking, perceiving, and problem solving. It is the development of knowledge or general understanding. One of the well-organized theories on how the intellect develops was formulated by John Piaget. Central to Piaget's theory is the idea that children's cognitive development follows a well-defined sequence whereby they acquire structures or schemes that enable them to deal with the world. Thus, processes in cognitive development are defined into four well-organized stages. One of these stages, and the third among, is the concrete operations, which ranges from ages 7 to 11 years old, or the primary schoolers' children. In this stage, the child's thinking appears to be stabilized in the sense that internal action and perceptual schemes are beginning to be organized into logical operational system. Children begin to acquire the ability to think of the possible consequences of action, rather than by learning through trial and error. All the logical implications of any one belief are also present and available for child thought processes. While the child at this stage has developed a functional use of logic, he does not, however, attain the highest level of use of logical operations. His logic is still dependent upon concrete objects and present events in using schemes for problem solving. This stage is also considered a transition between pre-logical thought and completely logical thought. Logical thinking and reasoning of possible consequences. Children begin to learn symbol systems and concepts. They begin to acquire such as concepts as time, space, distance, size, shape, and spatial relationships. They learn to add, subtract, classify, order, apply certain principles or relationships between things or events, and apply rules to their conduct. Two major cognitive events or operations occurred during this stage according to Piaget: conservation and reversibility. Operations comprise the essence of knowledge and are interiorized actions. It involves a set of actions modifying the object and enabling the child to understand the implications of these changes. Conservation refers to retention of the same properties, volume, mass, number, or other aspect of physical environment, event if they are rearranged differently or reshaped. A child, for instance, who has acquired the skill of conservation will be able to recognize that the volume of water remains the same, no matter what size or shape the container it is poured into. Children in this period, from about 7 to 11, do not display the same difficulties with conservation that pre-operational children do. Consider the following examples related to perception of number, length, and area. In the above example, children are asked which row has more balls in it. In the first picture, they indicate correctly that both rows contain an equal number of balls. However, in the second picture where the balls of the top row are spread out, the pre-operational child will indicate that the top row now has more balls in it. This displays an inability to comprehend the conservation of number. The concrete operational child, however, does not show such confusion and can readily point out that each row still contains an equal number of balls. Another example is that children are asked which glass has more volume of water in it. In the first presentation, there are two glasses with the same size and shape containing equal water in it. The children obviously would answer they have equal amount of water. In the second presentation, one glass transferred the water into new glass of narrow size and much higher than that of the two glasses before. Obviously, the water contained now in the higher glass exceeds the height of the other glass which still has water. The concrete operational child would answer that the glass still contains an equal amount of water. Reversibility refers to the completion of certain operations in reverse order and ending up the same. For example, a child who has acquired the awareness of reversibility will be able to understand that water can exist in several states. The concrete operational child has also formed logical operations involving seriation and classification, which serve as the basis for number concept. Seriation involves arranging mentally a set of elements accurately according to its increasing or decreasing size, weight, or volume. Classifications, on the other hand, involves grouping objects conceptually based on their similarities. Moreover, at this stage, a child egocentric perspective is also gradually liberated through social interaction. Several theorists argue that, like the computer, the human mind is a system that can process information through the application of logical rules and strategies. They also believe that the mind receives information, performs operation to change its form and content, stores and locates it, and generates responses from it.